I'm Alessandra Barrett, Senior Content Editor for JOC. I'm at our Container Trade Europe conference with Laurent, Audaz, Head of P&I Insurance, Legal and Claims for MSC. It's great to have you here today. You've spoken on our counterfeiting panel here at the conference. Why is the counterfeiting problem a problem for the shipping and logistics industry?
Well, mainly because those are the containers and cargoes that create a lot of problems when they are discharged with the customs. They trigger delays, they trigger costs, and while they're on the ship, they too often trigger fires, explosions, and then death. So those are I think, two main good reasons to be concerned about that.
So whose responsibility do you think it is to tackle it?
I think it's everybody's responsibility to take care of that. I mean, primarily it should be, of course, the brand holders. They are the one impacted directly by this kind of smuggling and practices. So they are the one to take care of organizing themselves, gathering intelligence, and feed this intelligence to the customs and to us, so that we can help them. But we cannot simply just look away. For the reason I just mentioned, we need to be involved as well. We need to help the different bodies, whether it's enforcement authorities or the brand holders, and also we have the capacity to do that because we understand better the logistics chain. Transportation is our world, so we are more apt to spot the flows and the different problems that could lead to evidence that there was some organization behind, some criminal organization behind.
What is MSC doing specifically to combat the problem?
Well, I mean, MSC has been doing things for many years, so it's not like we just woke up yesterday and
Sure.
realizing we should do that. But it was a progressive process. First, we went from a world where the documentation, so basically the issuance of bill of lading, and it was quite amateur. So you would have some bill of lading with just a phone number, a mobile phone number in China as a shipper, which would most of the time lead to counterfeit goods. So we changed that to make sure that we implied a system by which every bill of lading shows precisely who is the shipper. We get our team checking on the existence of the company. Phone number, address has to be mentioned on the bill of lading. So there is an intelligence gathering upstream before we issue the documentation. Now, of course, we're not in a position to check whether this information we are gathering is correct or not. I mean, it's very easy to create fake companies, and the amount involved are so huge that they don't shy back and do it. But we have this good practices or best practices that have been put in place. This took us quite a long time because, of course, not every country has the same perception on how important that is to fight against counterfeiting. I mean, I don't think the concept of counterfeiting is even existing in China, for instance. It's part of their culture to reproduce things, and from there, when you master that reproduction, you improve it, which is quite opposite to what we have in Europe. But we are there now, so you won't find any bill of lading without a complete screening of all the clients, which goes to the KYC programs, the Know Your Customer, which is something which is important for us in a quite selfish manner, because we need to be sure that we know our clients, that they don't walk away without paying the freight, or that they don't put on board our ships dangerous goods, misdeclared. But now more presently, what we do is that we cooperate with brand holders. BASCAP is one of the initiatives we are supporting. There were many initiatives in this world. The problem is to choose the proper one, because we cannot be spending our time with different panels and different forums. We need to be sure we choose one which has a proper chance to change things. And BASCAP was identified as one of them. So we are very active. So that was the reason for my presence here at the JOC. And we are part of different programs on counterfeiting, on the fight against smuggling of weapons, of wildlife. So MSC has been quite active on that.
Aside from the counterfeiting, what are some other cargo declaration issues that you have your eye on?
Counterfeiting is just one part of a bigger picture. Our business is based on declaration. and that's the root of all the problems. There is no way the carriers can check on the content themselves, and in terms of IP rights, there is no way we can know what are the rights attached to a specific cargo, even if it was in front of us. This whole declaration process creates the problems, and one of the first one we had was on the weight, for instance. The shippers were declaring weight, so basically we were, until very recently, 2-3 years ago, working on pure declaratory system. A shipper would come and declare his cargo at 5 tons because he hope or expect that he would pay less freight because of that. That container weight 20 tons, and of course it is stacked into our ship in a position that it shouldn't be, and then you get collapse. Big financial damages to the cargo, to the ship. Casualty can be involved as well during the handling at terminal, less on the ship. So MSC has been very active at trying to fight against that through the IMO, and we obtained with the shipping line that now the VGM, or the so-called VGM, is put in place, the Verified Gross Mass process, which is a modification of the SOLAS Convention. This allowed to bring a little bit of security. But it's not a big risk. The big risk are lying with dangerous goods, misdeclared dangerous goods. Either it's completely fake goods, which brings us back to counterfeiting. We have a lot of pharmaceutical and chemical industry which are impacted by fake chemicals. Those cargo are dangerous because they claim life to start with on board our vessel. The Maersk Conam, we don't know yet. We are still investigating what are the cause of the fire. But in all mines, it is clear that it is a misdeclared cargo that was the cause of the fire. And in that specific case, 5 seafarers lost their life. In the MSC Daniela, which was last year, similar issue. We were able to drill down to a certain lot of containers. We are still unclear exactly where the fire took place. It was declared as dangerous goods, but was that really the cargo inside? We will, I guess, never know. So declaration is an issue. If we take a recent case, an older case that was having a recent legal outcome last week, which is MSC Flaminia, which was again a fire on board. The other cargo was properly declared, but the judgment that was rendered by Judge Forrest made very clear that the level of information that was given to us wasn't proper. So you see, there is a huge range of things to improve, and we need the shippers to realize, also the licit shippers to realize that they have to be very careful. Our entire industry is becoming commoditized more and more, so they think that it went well several times, so we can carry on. No, every shipment brings its own danger, based on the route, based on the delay, based on the nature and packaging of every specific cargo. So we need the shippers to realize the risks they are putting into the circuit. And if we don't have, as a carrier, the proper level of information, we cannot contend that risk, or we cannot react properly, which was actually one of the issues in MSC Flaminia. Not knowing exactly what was inside, the crew took some actions, seeing the smoke that was not adapted. But it was absolutely a natural action to take at the time, considering the knowledge they had over the cargo. So as you see, we have many our eyes on many declaration issues.
Thanks for taking time to speak with me today.
You're most welcome.
I've been speaking with Laurent Audaz, Head of P&I Insurance, Legal and Claims for MSC.